Saxon Algebra 1 half, lesson 8. Greetings, Caleb. The topic today is we're going to be multiplying and dividing signed numbers. We've been working on addition and subtraction, and so now we're going to talk about multiplication. The basic rule is much the same. You add the negative signs in front of the numbers. If it's even, your answer is positive. If it's an odd number of signs, your answer is negative. Let's test it. Example 81.1. Okay, this has an A, B, C, and a D. So let me write them all down and then we'll look at them. This is no fun without you here to actually answer it for me. And I'm out of space, so I'm just going to put D on its own row. Okay, look at what's happening here. Every single pair of factors is a 4 and a 2. So we know 8 is going to be the numeric part of every answer. The tricky part is just the signs. Because here's both positive, both negative, first one negative, second one negative. So let's just jot down the answer. This is obviously going to be positive 8. It has 0 negative signs. That's an even number. 4 and 2, that's going to be positive 8, because there's 2 negatives, so that's an even number, so it's positive. Here comes the weird one, and then this one also just has 1 negative sign, so it carries through. Alright, so the rule is basically the same for negative signs as it is when we add and subtract. Every 2 negatives go together to make a positive. That's another same rule. And so we just have to get used to the way it looks. 81.2 is similar, only these are all multiplication. Now we're going to do division. So here we go. We have 8 over 2. I'm not even going to put the A, B, C, D. I'm just going to write them all out. Okay, we follow the same pattern. Both positive, both negative, one negative, the other negative. 8 over 2 is always going to be 4, so we know our answers are all 4. It's just a matter of counting up the negative signs and applying this rule. Here we have 0, so that's going to be positive. Here we have 2, that's an even number, so our answer is positive. 1 leaves it negative, 1 leaves it negative. We got all those right? We got all those right. Yay, us! Okay. Now let's just do a couple more where we make instead of just having 2 numbers to multiply, we make it a little bit longer. 81.3. Simplify. Minus 3 times minus 3 times minus 2. Okay. A good rule of thumb for doing these problems is, number 1, go through and multiply all the numbers, arranging them into packages however you like, and get the number figured out, then count up the signs and decide whether it's positive or negative. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to multiply the first 2 numbers and get 9. I'm going to multiply the next 2 numbers and get 8. I know that's going to be 72. I add up the minus signs, 1, 2, 3. That's an odd number, so my answer will be negative. Yay. And the last problem for this lesson, 81.4, it's got a different instruction. Let me write it down first. This is a problem that illustrates well how you need to read the instructions. When you look at it, you start getting a headache, right? I'm going to go down the line a little bit, but this is all supposed to be in a straight line. You look at that and you go, I have to multiply all these numbers. You don't. If you look at the instructions, it says, is the following product positive or negative? Oh, so what he's saying is don't worry about the number, just tell me the sign. Now I want to double check and make sure I copied it properly. And you don't even have to write it down on your page when you're doing your homework. You can just do it. You can just count right out of the book. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to count the number. Oh, excuse me as I yawn. We're going to count up the number of negative signs, not positive signs, just negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means our answer is positive, because we have an even number of minus signs. You can ignore positive signs, you can ignore positive numbers. It doesn't matter if they have the sign in front of them or not. That's the right answer. Lesson 81 is in the books. We'll be using this one a ton, so don't worry. You'll remember it if you don't remember it yet. Thanks, Caleb.